All rise. The court of the City of Walla Walla is now in session. Honorable Judge William Maurer presiding. Your Honor, today's case is the City of Walla Walla versus Mr. Baum. May I please court?
I'm Evan Peters, and I represent the City of Walla Walla in this case. This case isn't about me, though. This case is about a person. This person had a life, a job, a girlfriend. This person, Slade Frater, is now dead. As evidence will show, Slade was murdered by means of poison alcohol. This case isn't just to prove someone innocent or guilty. It is to bring justice to an event that shook a small community. It is to take a killer amongst our population and put him where he belongs. And most of all, it is to give some of us closure on the death of another human being. We have two witnesses today that will prove to you, without an edge of a doubt, that Mr. Bummer killed Slade Frater.
My name is Summer Barsness, and I represent the defendant, Mr. Bummer. This case involves the death of Slade. And although it may look like Mr. Bummer did it, the facts and evidence you will hear today will show you that Mr. Bummer did not poison Slade. Slade owed Mr. Bummer money and refused to pay it back. Even though Slade was a heavy alcoholic and sometimes dangerous, Mr. Bummer compromised and allowed Slade to work for him to pay off his debt. These two men were giving up grudges to try to start over. So why would Mr. Bummer poison Slade? He had nothing to gain, no motive, and absolutely no premeditated murder thoughts. Today we will hear from two witnesses. The defendant's employee, Al, will tell you that Mr. Bummer is an extremely trustworthy person. He's been a father figure all his life since his own father passed away. You will also hear from Dr. McDougall, who will tell you that Slade could have died from any number of other ways. After you hear the evidence, think of all the other possibilities that could have happened. Once this court session is over, I ask you to vote Mr. Bummer not guilty.
Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yes.
Please state your name and profession.
I am Dr. King, I am a doctor that specializes in medical operations and equipment.
What are the symptoms of consuming wood alcohol?
Blindness and organ failure.
How often do you visit Mr. Bummer's general store?
Maybe once a month. He has some ingredients that are good for medicines.
Do you ever see wood alcohol on the shelves of the store?
I don't think that it happens.
Did Mr. Slade and Mr. Bummer ever get along?
I never knew any of them personally, but I broke up one of their bar fights once.
And you did in fact find traces of wood alcohol in Mr. Slade's body?
Yes, I did. I found some in his liver and his stomach.
So back to Mr. Bummer. Did you ever seem nice when you visited the store?
He seemed a little bit testy at times, but otherwise, he seemed
Good.
Was there any other important injuries on Slade?
no, just made the production.
Okay. No more questions. Can I please the court?
Okay.
Please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
State your name and occupation. Julianne Johnson, and I own the brewery.
Your age?
46.
How long have you owned your brewery?
I opened it about 15 years ago when I moved here, and it's been really successful.
Why do you have wood alcohol at your store?
Well, the wood alcohol can be used to make plywood, plaster, and paint, so I always have some there.
How long have you known Mr. Bummer?
We've known each other for about 9 years.
Was he nice?
Well, I mean, he was pretty sarcastic, and I didn't know it. He didn't like that too.
Has he ever bought wood alcohol before Slade's death?
No, but only buy consumable alcohol, and he never about any before or after Slade's death.
Is this the first time that Slade had delivered from Mr. Balmer's brewery?
Slade had delivered for him, and so I found it pretty suspicious that he would send him.
What else was Slade delivering this evening? Do you happen to know?
Said it was food and Christmas supplies, but the freighter didn't know even how to read, so I had to help him out. I didn't know why Mr. Balmer would send him.
No witness. You take quite the pain. So, why are you selling a deadly poison in your store?
Well, like I said, it can be changed to make heat and poppers.
And do you know what time Slade's up at the store?
It was not really, probably sometime in the afternoon.
No more questions.
I'd just like to interject. When you call a witness up, either side has to say the defense or the prosecution would now like to call, and you need to say who it is that's going up there. Okay? Okay. Is the prosecution resting?
Yes.
Okay?
May I please report? The defense would like to call. Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
What was your relationship to Mr. Balmer? Before my father died, he and my father were friends, and after he died, he kind of made a father figure.
What do you do at Mr. Balmer's maintenance
I perform little tasks like unloading and stocking a franchise, and he's helped me a lot with like academics in my school, but he's helped me with other things.
Have you ever known Mr. Balmer to be killed?
Only the one incident with him and Slade, other than that's all I do.
How would you describe the relationship between Mr. Balmer and Slade?
Slade was his writer, so he brought in his supplies, and they usually got along. They've had some rough patches in order to say kind of reading was drunk, but they've forgiven each other recently.
Why did Mr. Balmer rehire Slade after the engagement?
Mr. Balmer wanted to forgive him and have no more cost the money that Slade owed him. $22 for the program.
Why did Mr. Balmer buy the barrel of wood alcohol?
Because he had been writing and reading a lot because of winter and his broken hand, so he had light the lamps in his study, and he had to light them for the store, sell lamps.
Who was Mr. Balmer's former employee?
Mr. Moore.
What was Mr. Moore's reaction when Mr. Balmer replaced him with Slade?
He was pretty angry. He wanted to jail time because he needed the money, and he was just mad because he didn't know what Slade had to do.
Who found Mr. Balmer's dead freighter?
Mr. Moore.
Describe what happened the day Slade died.
Mr. Moore walked into the shop and loudly proclaimed that he had found Mr. Balmer's man dead. And I guess he had another man with him or something because he somehow carried him out. Seems kind of sketchy.
The witness.
Did he ever make you work extra? No, it's reasonable hours.
What was the thing that Mr. Balmer said after Slade's death?
I don't know my man's dead.
Isn't there a better substance to use for lamps than wood alcohol and stuff?
It was on sale. It was a huge bargain, so I just bought a big shipment because I was going to get this winter for that day.
Then the judge would say the witness may step down.
Witness can step down.
May it please the court? The defense calls Dr. McDougal to be sworn.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Please state your name and title for the court.
This is McDougal, and I'm a doctor.
Did you examine Slade's body?
Yes.
Was there, or what did the evidence show?
Well, there was an injury on the back of his head, either as a result of being hit on the head with a blunt object or falling, and so nerve damage was caused, suggesting that Slade was knocked out. And there was also evidence of hypothermia, so he could have froze to death because it was so cold out. And also, since Slade was a heavy alcoholic, it means that it increases the level of triglycerides in his body, causing blocked or narrowed arteries. So there was evidence of a heart attack that could have happened while he was raiding.
Did you see any indication of injected alcohol in the body?
Well, there were traces of wood alcohol found in Slade's body, but not much at all. People have survived when they've swallowed a cup of alcohol and there was less than that in Slade's body. And so methanol, which is wood alcohol, is an ingredient in like varnish and also a fuel source of heat and light. And so if Slade had been near lamps, that could explain why there were traces in his body. And also, symptoms appeared 12 to 24 hours after ingestion, and so that he was brought in sooner than 12 hours, so he couldn't have died from wood alcohol.
Your witness?
Thank you, report.
Okay.
How much does it take to kill? How much wood alcohol does it take to kill?
Over a cup and a tablespoon, more than 250 milliliters.
Your witness.
Okay, please score. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today because a man is dead. It is unfair to Slade's family to say we're here for any